What's up, everybody? Ryan, ATX Metal Podcast, back again with another interview. And in this interview, I sit down with Andy, the front man of a band called Foreword from San Antonio, right here in the backyard of Central Texas. This was probably, I feel like I say this a lot, but I instantly mean it when I say this, that Andy is my spirit animal, and we are probably best friends in a soon-to-be life. But the way that so I recorded this a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and I was gearing up for the interview with the lead singer of Cryptopsy, Matt, because they came through on the Decibel Magazine tour, and like I say in the interview here, Andy thought that his slot was at 10 o'clock, so he shows up after headlining a show at Valhalla here in Austin the night before, didn't get home till 3 a.m., and then thought that he had to be on the podcast at 10. And, man, he was like, I'm so glad I get to go back to bed. As if, like, oh, hey, Matt from Cryptopsy, I'm going to go back to bed. It was so surreal. I loved every minute of it. That's basically how I'm going to set up the show. You're going to have to stick around. They've got their new album out, Exposition, just dropped this year. They've got some shows coming up. I'm just going to read them off here real quick. Ollie Skate Shop in Longview on May 30th. Then they got The End in Houston on June 6th. And then Studio 210 or 210 down in San Antonio on 6/27. Excellent interview, great guest. We talked about MySpace, we talked about their writing process, the album, talking to younger us. It's just a good interview. So I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna pay the bills. Thank you, Come and Take It Productions. Yes, words. Thank you, Come and Take It Live and Come and Take It Productions, for supporting the local metal scene all throughout the years and providing a place for us to be kids. I think that's the best way I can say it. It has been a blessing and no curse. It's just been nothing but good news, being a part of this metal scene for over a decade. So, thank you. Thank you to the production venue, the production crews, the venues, the staff, the security guards, the bartenders, literally everybody that make it safe and a fun place for us to come and hang out and to listen to great music like this. And also a place that you can listen to great music is on the Texas Takeover, Sundays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on 93.7 HD2 No Control Radio. If you don't have an HD setting on your car, it might be somewhere in there. Just look up, does my car have an HD tuner built in? And if it does, turn it on. There are so many more channels out there built inside the frequencies. And if you can't do that, you can check us out on iHeartRadio or the TuneIn app, or you can just go to klbj.com and listen live on the website. It is an hour-long block that's curated by me and with the help from all of the locals that I can squeeze a song out of. Man, and so far we're 3 months in, and I have only played 3 bands twice. Everything else has been a Texas band, one song only. And I think I'm going to see how far I can take it. I'm going to see how far I can take it before I start having to kind of double dip and circle back to some, other fun stuff. But again, Texas Takeover, nothing but Texas metal or Texas related or Texas adjacent. So if you're in a band and you're watching this or you're listening to this and you have not submitted your stuff to be played on the radio, please do. Send me a message at the following email: austintxmetal@gmail.com. Or you can hit me up on Instagram and we can set it all up from there. All right, bills are paid, time to play. Have fun. Here we go. Here's my conversation with Andy from Foreword. man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the ATX Metal Podcast. I am your host, Ryan. Today we got Andy on the line from a little band called Foreword down in San Antonio. They got some new music out. They are on Seek and Strike. They are one of the, I think, even though I don't know them per se, I am familiar with their music, and I think that you guys are gonna you've already made a splash, and I think that you're on the right path. So introduce yourself, what you do in the band, where you're from, and then we'll just kind of go from there, bud.
Yes, so I am Andy Alderson. It's lovely to meet everybody. I play the skin flute, as in I do vocals.
Hell yeah.
Uh, yeah, I play in a little band called Foreword.
So for those that don't know, Andy and I we've never met until this morning on an accidental one of these exchanges. I had to, you could write this into a script, but it's like when it just happens in real life, you're just like, man, I'm not forgetting that. So I had to double book today interview because a band called Cryptopsy is headlining the Decibel Magazine tour, and their PR team reached out to me and said, hey man, you're the guy in Austin, get on, let's get you guys together, and linked up. So me and Matt were just getting ready to start the phone call, and then I see Andy pop in the lower corner, says Andy's in the lobby. And I was just like, okay, let's let him in. Brother, when you say I just crawled out of bed, I was just like, that is not a lie. Like, no lies detected.
I just was really itching to say hi, man.
Yeah. So here I am with Matt getting ready to hit record, and Andy jumps in and he's like, hey, did I make it? And I was like, I got you down for 1 o'clock, man. He's like, great, I'm going back to sleep. Hey, what's up, Matt? And just, it was one of the most just like, oh, all right, my bad. Oh, what's up, dude? All right, I'm out. And yeah, we had a good laugh about that. I appreciate you for coming back at the
I'm appreciative. I got a couple more hours of sleep, man.
Yeah. I'm definitely, I think we all are fans of that Sunday morning sleep in, or just the morning sleep in general. I don't like to get my day started till 9. I don't know.
Oh, well, we headlined last night, and I didn't get home until like 3 a.m.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I was exhausted. We played in Austin last night, actually, at
Valhalla, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went well. I like that venue. I like that venue a lot.
Because it was you guys, Bridges, I want to say Ariel,
and then Hate Waker.
Okay. Oh, so you brought the Hate Waker boys up. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, those guys slay. Those guys absolutely slay.
Yeah, I've been a day one fan of Hate Waker since I found the song Drug of Choice, DOC. Such a good song, and those guys have elevated and gone through transformations. But let's talk about Foreword, man. Let's give the people what they need to know. Just give us a brief a brief overview of the band formation, how old you guys are, and yeah, we'll just kind of pick that apart.
Yeah, absolutely. So the band originally formed in 2016. We did some stuff for about 9 months. Had some pretty initial early success. And then due to some internal dramas, a little bit of ego, a little bit of I want this, I want that, a little bit of everything you would expect to go into a band that maybe gets too good of an opportunity too quickly, went down, and we decided to go on hiatus for a while, long enough for me to be able to get 2 degrees.
Yeah, you were.
And
may I ask in what field?
Oh man, now that may be a touchy subject. No, I'm kidding.
Social work.
No, yeah. I have an undergrad in political science and a master's in international studies.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. If I had my fucking sample pad, I'd hit you with some applause from the crowd. That's
Oh no. It was, if anything, it was more of an addiction because if anything, it was just a bit. I remember in high school, I had this one kid I was arguing politics with because I used to be that kid in class. And he's like, why do you care so much? You're not going to do anything about it. And I was like, bet. That's right when we got those degrees. But I mean, full-time occupation, screaming at people, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. For all those, I've said this to a couple different people that have had those people that, prove it, years and years ago. I'll just say if we ever work together and you're on one of my bills, whoever that person is, I'll put them specifically on my guest list.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely. No, definitely.
No
I'm
bad.
waiting for my next high school reunion.
Oh, yes. You know what? That actually, oh man, how does that land? Actually, since you haven't been, let's I guess, I don't know, theorize how that might go. Are you going to go into the high school reunion like I'm in a fucking band? Or because I'll say this and then I'll turn it over to you. I was a little salty when I got out of high school. In my tenure, I had some shit that I needed to prove. I did it, and the rest is history. It is history. But like, what are you looking forward? So we're talking 10-year, 15.
Well, yeah, so this would probably have to be the 15 because I
Okay.
just did the 10-year a couple years ago.
Okay.
But I mean, it's better now because I can be like, I was in a band all through high school, so everyone knew me as the kid in a band.
Ah, okay.
I was always in bands in high school. So for that, it would be nice to be like, yeah, no, I'm still playing. Got signed to Seek and Strike. They distribute through Sony Media, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Here,
Oh
here,
yeah, by the way,
hold on.
here's
I'll
my
be.
master's degree.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, Andy. Wow, you got a master's. When did you find time to do that?
yeah. I used to live in DC, and I would go talk to Congress on behalf of foreign entities.
Oh my,
That's
but but you just played in a band back in high school. Like, what
yeah. And
changed?
then I'd be like, oh yeah, guys, you got time for everything if you really commit to it.
Yeah. Oh God, that's that. Well,
Politics and being a band have a lot in common
well
because it's
said.
probably the only professions you can get away with drinking a lot.
Yeah, well, unless you're Cash Patel or Hegseth, then people are going to tell on you. Or if you put it in the signal chat, you're telling yourself. You know?
See, those are bureaucrats. Yeah, those guys need to keep a straight lace. Nah, but
Yeah.
when you're the one rubbing the shoulders of the people, there's no better way to do it than get them drunk.
Oh, dude, I've got a friend in the political sphere that does mailers. And sorry for everyone's mailbox that gets abused, but that's just part of the game.
It is
And
part of the game.
and he's told me some not some like over the top stories, but the stuff that you think is happening at these conventions and these soirees and
They
these
party.
they
They
fucking
party.
throw down. I mean, it is
Yeah.
it is it is campaign money that's going, it's private donor money. It's just let's spend it all because if there's any left, what are we gonna do with it, right? So just blow it
Yeah,
all on.
exactly.
I mean, look at
They're
Erica
just
Kurt.
putting it up their nose.
Yeah.
So I
That's
should
why
see.
DC has legalized pretty much every drug.
I
So,
mean, you should see those interns, man. Those kids, they gotta work long hours.
man, well, you know what I know besides Adderall, coke, meth, and other, drugs that keeps people up. Not that I do them, but what I do is I listen to music. So when I'm pop so when I'm popping some pills, let me take that back. That sounds really bad. This is still we're in the theory phase. So,
If I were to,
if I were to be an intern in DC on a prescribed medication from a doctor, I would be listening to Forward, trying to hammer out the next, press briefing or the next, what are we doing on this environmental package over here?
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but
Uh,
yeah, let's
but
let's
I
let's reel it
was
back
like,
in.
damn, man, I really took that one way out there. No, so the band went on hiatus for a good long time. We reformed back in like 2022, 2023, and then we dropped our first single when we came back called Going Under. And then we dropped another single called Sandman, and then another single called Glass Castles. We just kind of doing the grind, like, social media and like really trying to put a big emphasis on like, our internet promotion, our internet base, trying to get like a wide base so that way we don't, you know, end up accidentally confining ourselves into like a more localized status. We wanted to always, from the get go, be seen as like not just a local band,
Okay.
but that we had like a wider following. And you know, we were used to sending out, electronic press kits and stuff to labels and publicists. We did that whole gambit to try to attract some, third party assistance and things like that. But funny enough, we never sent one to Seek and Strike, and they had just said that they had heard about us. And they really liked that one of our single Sandman, and they asked if we would be interested in partnering with them, and we definitely were because we liked their roster. They had Upon a Burning Body, which is a hometown band for us.
Mm-hmm.
They just signed Immortal Disfigurement.
Oh.
Yeah. So we were really happy with like where that label was and how much attention we thought they could give us, because we were a little worried that if we went with some labels with, a roster that has, 100 established bands that have, been around for decades, that, it would be hard for us to cut through that noise. But they've been really good to us, and they've been able to support us a lot.
So you feel like having that label support is actually one of the things that is helping you guys get to the next level.
Definitely. I mean, not just logistically on, their distribution and some of the other benefits we get from them, but even just the experience, that these guys have. I mean, these guys used to work for Sumerian,
Sumerian?
and also I think it was New Century Media as well, if I'm not mistaken. And, they were the guys that brought, like, Asking over from, like, the UK and stuff, and, that's a big that was a big influence in my vocals when I was younger. So, like, to
Yeah.
hear, like, these stories and, like, the experience these guys have, they're able to give us a lot of great advice on, like, "This is where you guys are at now, this is got where you should be prioritizing your efforts," and stuff like that, and, they've just been, like, they've been very helpful, that's for sure.
Dude, that's awesome. Speaking of Asking, Your Knife, My Back, that was my fucking anthem for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've devolved into the current Danny Warstop as well, as you can tell. Big old beard, like all that hair. I'll show you.
I'm, you can't unsee this, guys. For everybody
Yeah,
watching,
now
you
you
can't.
know.
It's Danny Warstop.
I got the beard gut.
Oh God,
I'll show you
it's
what
a
I
full
look like in
package.
high school to show you how much. Then I also used to look like him and stand up and scream
Oh
too.
man, that's great. That's
No,
great.
yeah. Sorry for that. You guys are never gonna be able to see that as
No,
well.
I'm gonna send this clip to Danny personally. Be like, hey, dude, check this out.
Yeah, see, that was me in high school.
What the
Oh, and wearing the Asking Alexandria shirt.
Oh, bring it back. My God. That. Oh, Lord.
Gold,
Oh,
man.
that
Just straight
is
gold mine.
never, ever delete that
Oh,
photo.
I was one of those scene kids, man.
Man.
I used to do the peacock hair.
Oh, up in the back style?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
goodness. Man, you
Oh,
were
no, yeah.
committed.
I'll give you. So, like, do you guys remember Abandon All Ships back in the day? Abandon All Ships.
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you remember the guitarist? He would have that like faux hawk that was really spiky.
Yeah, it was like super tall, very
Yeah. Dude, I would just get all my influence from these bands, man. I was just like, I want
Oh.
like that.
I mean, at this point, we might as well just ask the question, like, when are we going to see some crabcore out of Foreword?
Our knees can't do it anymore, man.
You know,
It doesn't.
that is true. I happened to go not down the rabbit hole, just, doom scrolling as we do, and landed on one of the classic metalcore crabcore scenes where you build the tripod in the middle, and, it's just dudes are just fucking getting it, and the vocalist is up there. Mind you, that's like a fucking cheerleading TP going on behind him. So
Man,
good. So good. I miss those days. I miss
I
those
have a
days.
theory that crowdcore was just an effort to show people that you could actually like bend your knees wearing skinny jeans.
Like it actually, it's kind of like the Dockers commercial. It's not about the Dockers; they're just in the commercial, right?
Yeah,
Everything else is happening. You're like, why are we at the lake, or why are we getting coffee with Grandma? It's like, oh look, there's Dad in his nice cotton Dockers. This is just a subliminal promotion for skinny jeans. Like you can, in fact, bend over and pick up your car keys if they can,
exactly.
right?
All right, you ready for your thumbnail?
Hold on, hold on. Okay, okay,
All right, you ready? This
I'm
is gonna be
ready.
a good one.
I hope. I,
Yeah, man, that was me. I did the whole gambit, man. It was never a
oh,
phase,
it
mom. It was
was.
never a phase.
Oh my, that you have reminded me of a band, and this is not Ian and Jesse, like, and Steve. This is not a slide at you guys. Minds and Machines.
I
Out of
went on tour with Minds and Machines.
hold on. I probably still got some of their. I probably still got some of. I not. I probably. I know I do because
We
oh,
went
there it
on.
is right there. There it is right there. Minds and
I
Machines.
went on. We supported that tour with them.
Yeah. Let's see. Close to
Or
it.
I was in another band called Legacy at Dawn.
All right, there it is. That's the one most people know. Come on, camera. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, I know those guys. Yeah, Ian. I know why you mentioned Ian for sure, man. I
yeah,
mean, he always had the really dope ass hair, like really
yeah.
dark makeup. Yeah, big old gauges.
That's it. And Jesse was like the charismatic, rock star, just up there swooning us. And then Steve on guitar, or maybe he was on bass. I can't remember. Oh God, he's gonna hit me. Anyway, doesn't matter. That
No,
was
I know those guys. Yeah,
yeah.
I know those guys pretty well.
That was one of the first bands that we ever interviewed, and just a little small lore here. Whenever we went to go interview them, my best friend whose original idea was the podcast, and I joined, but we co-founded together. He ordered a Focusrite i8 because we needed more. He only had like a i2, so we didn't have enough microphones or enough plugins. So
Yeah.
he ordered one, had it shipped to the FedEx, I guess, warehouse. Went out there to pick it up. It somehow was sitting on some truck. It's 6 hours. I don't know. It was this whole fucking thing. And we went all the way down to Ian's mom's house or something to interview the band with all this new gear and all we really needed. I mean, back, 10 years ago, you needed way more equipment than just, your
Oh
phone and a
yeah.
fucking GoPro. But no, it's cool to see like where you come from, just as a youngster, right? Like that's you then, but now look at you now. Like what
There
would
were
you what
back
would you
then
tell
it
younger
was
you?
yeah, I mean, I would tell my younger you, don't do drugs and don't drink. Uh,
Because it'll lead to colonoscopies in your
yeah,
30s.
exactly. Then you have to get colonoscopies. Uh, and then and then I would tell them like, look, dude, like it's gonna be a long and it's gonna be a hard road, but you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Cause like it's funny, even as a kid, like I knew like there's just something I just always knew that I'd get the chance to be in like a signed band. Cause I just told myself like I'm not gonna stop until it happens.
So this was the dream of making it big was from high school and still going forward.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I've been playing in bands since I was in high school, and that's always the dream. Though when you're younger, you're like ignorant to it. You think you're like like an assigned band, and it's like, oh, like that's so huge. And you get to this point in your career, and you're like, all right, I have a label because I need financial support. I need help with distribution. It becomes you see it more as a job
Right.
and more as how the profession works itself. Back then it was like, oh my gosh, you're on a label, like, that's like
It was
that,
massive.
yeah, and I see it as like, no, like if we want to elevate our exposure, we need third party, support. So like that's why like a label makes sense now. Before it was like that was like you got that contract and you were like, we're in, we did it,
Yeah. Woo!
now,
We're
which is
free.
funny. Cause like, man, being in a band when you're on a label is like so much, in my opinion, harder, right?
Yeah.
Because they have that extra support, but you've broken past the ceiling that now the next ceiling is so much higher. You know, it's like you now have people that are relying on you to not only produce, but also to maintain and to also
Mm-hmm.
grow. And you know, it's they're financially invested in you, and you need to make sure that those investments, you know, have returns on them.
Right.
And so now there's even more pressure, and you know, it's just like and you know, before, like, it was always a grind, but now it's like a daily, you know, this is my job, this is like my day-to-day grind.
I could not
So
have written this better. I was actually going to ask you, like, what is the least glamorous part about the grind? Like just being a local band.
social media content, 1000 fucking percent, man.
I thank you. That is to date. We're like, I don't know, 10 for 10 now. Everybody's like, we're so tired of being social media content creators that, you know, what's your engagement? How many followers? What's your download stream? And I understand that it's the business side of it, but Jesus Christ, like,
It's like there's just some days I want to lay down and do nothing, and like
yes,
I know that people are expecting me to go on my computer, go on CapCut, edit a quick, you know, 30-second video of something. I gotta have an idea of what to post that
right?
day. You know, if I don't post every day, you know, we lose, you know, engagement. So it's that is I came from the MySpace era days,
Here we go.
and like I wish that I had started a band just a little bit earlier, just a little bit earlier, because when I first was in my first band, MySpace was still a thing, but it was dying, and that's when
Yep.
Facebook was starting. And Facebook notoriously was never very friendly to exposure and promotion. Whereas MySpace, they had MySpace trains. I'm
Mm-hmm.
aging myself like crazy here.
Come on.
But I don't know if you remember MySpace
I'm
trains.
I'm 42. I
Yeah,
created
okay.
MySpace trains.
Well, let me explain
Me
it
and
for the
Tom
younger.
were bros.
Yeah, let me explain it for the younger generation.
Yeah.
So back in
Lock
MySpace
in,
days,
kids.
you didn't have a restrictions on your friends list, and when you were a band, it wasn't a page. You were like a person, and so you could have 30 million friends. And the way you got 30 million friends is there was websites where people would be like, "Hey, follow me." And they were all scene kids. It was all like
Mm-hmm.
scene kids and stuff. Yeah. And what you would do is you'd go on those websites and you just start friend requesting every single person.
Just abusing the
Uh,
friend request button.
dude, and yeah, and then you would get abused every day. You were like, "Hey, you've overused the friend request button. We got to reset you now
Yeah,
for 24 hours."
I
And
forgot
then
about you got put. That was like it was Facebook jail, but it was MySpace jail before
yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
jail.
exactly.
Man,
And so, but man, there are so many bands. Bring Me the Horizon, Chelsea Grin, Asking Alexandria, Black Veil Brides. I remember Black Veil Brides when they had a MySpace. And I remember Andy, like I had like Andy 6 on my friends group,
so
right?
amazing.
Because that's how you just did it back then. But now it's so much more complicated. I gotta run a Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I gotta make videos every single day. Back then, I could have just 30 million friends, say I was in a band, have my music on my page, and people were like, "Holy shit, I'm fucking friends with this guy in this band."
It
It was
was.
just
Go ahead.
it, it was just easier. Yeah.
Yes,
And now it is probably, I mean, my label's probably gonna call me later and be like, you know, you shouldn't talk so much about how shitty the social media is. But
they get it.
it is true. It's hard, and like it's exhausting, and that's probably that's the worst part of the grind these days. I'd rather go on tour for, 40 days straight in a smelly ass van with all of my like, douchebag bandmates,
Yeah,
and
just
eat Taco Bell every
yes,
day,
yeah. Feed the beat. You know what I'm saying?
feed the beat, rather than post every single day. But you
Yeah,
do what you have to. So
yeah. It's all it's all a part of just doing what you love. And if you do, if you want to keep doing it, you'll find a way, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, you do it. It's being in a band's a labor of love. Like if anyone
Mhm.
thinks I'm making crazy money off of this, they're insane because I got
Well,
3 credit cards open because of this band.
we're all broke.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worse than broke. I'm in the red, baby.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're not going to Vegas anytime soon. So,
no, yeah, the band is my gamble.
exactly. Oh, good call. The band is my
Thank you.
gamble. I like that.
No, but that's why I write the lyrics, man.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, yeah, yeah, good segue. Speaking of lyrics, so what's the yeah, we'll shift gears a little bit. We'll get back into the music. So we got the new album out. It's been out for a little bit. Walk us through a forward songwriting process, whether it's the newest one or from the very beginning.
Man, that's a process. That'd be a weird way to say it.
Okay.
Uh, man, I don't really know what our process is. I mean, the guy so I'm kind of the idea guy. Um, I'll have, like, an idea for a song, but I'm by no means, like, a traditional musician, like, I can play, like, a chord on a guitar, maybe.
Yeah,
There's things in my head going on that I know could be songs, but, like, I have no functionality of
oh, so
these.
you can't play, but you can but obviously sing, scream.
Well, I'm not a very good singer either. I would consider myself, I'm a compositionalist, like, I
Okay.
kinda have an idea of, like, what I want to happen in the songs, but so a lot of the times we'll start with that. And it'll be like, "Hey guys," like, cause like I write a lot of song structures. Like this is like this kind of part I'm thinking of, this kind of part. And that's how we did it for the album for anthologies. But for the EP exposition we just did, to make it easier on the guys, cause they asked me to write all the lyrics first this time. Cause before we would write the music and then we would then put the lyrics to the music. Um, like I would write lyrics for the music.
Okay.
But that was a really tedious process, and I think the guys like they didn't like my guys really like direction. They really like to know what like the concepts are, like what are we trying to say, what's the vibes and stuff. And so for the EP, they had asked me to write all the lyrics first for all the songs. So I wrote all the lyrics first. And that kind of gave everybody a general idea of like, oh, this is like kind of the emotional like direction. These are the kind of like vibes I'm looking for, the hits, like the one-liners, things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how we kind of did it this time. And then when we went to the studio, we always kind of had this philosophy where it's like, okay, now we're starting from scratch, kind of. Like we'll go in with songs, but we're like, okay, now we're gonna rewrite them. But at that point, we already have the music and the lyrics. And so from there, it's like we kind of have an idea of what we want to do from both sides, but let's just like treat it as if like we were doing it for the first time, just with now those two influences in mind.
Gotcha. That
Yeah.
sounds that I mean, yeah, I mean every band. Oh, hold on. What child? I knew it.
We have a child in
We
the
have a
room.
child in the room. Yes, you can. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
that's so sweet.
Being a dad
Oh,
in
a family
2026.
man.
Yeah,
A
man.
family
Dude,
man.
I take little one to show. She just turned 13, so she is starting. She's breaking into her emo phase. So I'll show her.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
show her
not
the.
a phase,
It's not
Dad.
a phase. I still got my inner emo here, dude. Elder
Yeah.
emo, I should say.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a thing that goes on at Come and Take It every now and again. It's a little group called Emotion Avenue. So it's all the emo throwbacks, live sets. There's other things that happen around in Austin. I'm not sure what goes down in San Antonio, but they also
Every
have
Wednesday is emo night at
perfect. Where at?
Brass Monkey.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
It's always. I feel like emo night is today's generation of like classic rock night,
like
uh
70s night,
70, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, let's do some hair metal on Tuesdays, let's do emo night on Wednesdays, let's do you know what I mean? Like, but it's just
Yeah.
it's such a what's the word I'm looking for? it's a broad umbrella. Like, for example, I don't know if Silverstein would qualify for emo. Maybe.
I think nowadays it would,
Okay.
because you're gonna get that segment of emo where it's like, what's a great example of like a
Yeah. Like
super emo band? I like
My
My Chemical
Chemical
Romance.
Romance. Yeah.
Yes,
MCR all day.
yeah, exactly. But then you'll get like Asking Alexandria. Like they're not an emo band, but when I was an emo kid, I definitely listened to Asking Alexandria.
So yeah, so it's like the song may not fit the genre, but the people listening to that music are gravitated towards this. And yeah, I just feel like just, nostalgia is cyclical. So, the world is in pain right now and we need to get that emotional connection to something. And so
That's me, emo man. I mean,
yeah, this is
the
it's
world
just
is suffering, and I'm just existing in
I'm just a chill guy. But no, man, I really do feel like, nights like that are fun and being able to take my kid to something like that. But I'll take her. I take her to shows that Come and Take It all the time. Everything from hardcore to, female fronted bands. I think when Rivals came through, she was there. So that's my little
Nice.
road dog, man. When she shows up, she's like her own little person, just being able to let her run. I mean, honestly, run around the venue, the support, the staff, and everybody know her. So I don't feel like my kid is going to get, fucking kidnapped out the back door because I've got literally everybody eyes on. And so I don't know if this is just me doing a PSA to get kids to come to more shows with their parents.
I was gonna say, man. I mean, I, I remember there was a venue called the White Rabbit in San Antonio.
Yes. Rest in peace, I think.
Um,
Yes.
and it was on St. Mary's. And nowadays, St. Mary's is a really safe, well updated, gentrified place. Dare I? Well, I wouldn't say gentrified because it's still the same people,
Just
but
updated.
things, yeah, it's just updated and it's nicer. But man, when I was 14 and I would go to shows at the Rabbit, we were told like, don't leave the venue. Like St. Mary's was not a safe place to be, regardless of what age you were. But like the show and like so like nowadays I tell parents, I'm like, trust me, your kids are gonna be fine. Because if I survived that era of
Yes.
like people's knives getting confiscated at the door, you had to bring a knife to a show
Yes.
because you didn't know what was gonna happen. You guys saw me in high school. That little kid had to carry a knife when he went to shows and stuff.
Not only a can of hairspray, we also were packing a switchblade.
Dude, no bullshit. That in my backpack, I would have a knife in the very back. I would have hairspray and a straightener, like the big thing.
Oh,
Uh,
man, good times, man.
no,
Good
yeah.
times.
So I am a big advocate. So long as kids bring ear protection now. That's the
Yes.
one thing I wish I would have done as a kid is wear ear protection because everyone in my band has tinnitus.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Just that
we
constant ring or the occasional high pitch.
everything goes out and we just,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like when I hear loud noises, it's like it hurts my head. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm at a venue now, all you'll see me is just wearing my in-ears the whole time because so ear protection, number one thing for kids going to shows. I'm a big advocate for that.
There's a message here about protection. I can't put the pieces together. Kids, earplug. Oh yeah. If you want to go to the show by yourself, wear protection. But if you want to go with your kids, protect them. Maybe?
Boo.
I don't know. Whatever.
Now we're getting some great one-liners out of this.
Oh man. Well, Andy, dude, I've had such a great time. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Plus, I need to go rally that one up. I promised a father-daughter day today. So.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. I don't want being in a band. You're always just taking away like people's kids away from them.
I will say that and this goes for everybody from fans to artists to the content creators to the label everybody in this scene. It's I was reading something today about how to build a community, and you have to have members, and then those members will then go out and no, I'm not starting a cult. No, I'm not starting a new religion. What I think I've been on my soapbox about over the past few years, basically on this road to recovery through COVID, even though, that's, 3 to 5 years in the past, it still takes time for stuff to, evolve and get back to normal, like inflation. So, what
I'm
I
still drinking like it's COVID.
sidebar, I went through way too many bottles of TS whiskey when I was strapped to my computer at ACC doing real estate class. I mean, I think that's just a normal statement in Texas in general. But for me, it was I remember I had this idea, like for every bottle I drank, I'd turn it into this cool little like candle thing, and I bought this thing called a kinkajou, and is a glass cutter, so I could circle off the Anyway,
You just realize how much of an alcoholic you are at
yeah,
that
exactly.
point.
And then I quit drinking. I quit drinking
I
the
used
hard
to have
stuff.
Espolone bottles that like literally went through my whole entire kitchen.
Yeah,
Like all over during COVID.
like as you're pounding the liquor and you're like, this is gonna look so great, and then
And then you get to your 30s and you're like, oh my God, what's wrong with you?
What did I do with all those? Are all bad decisions right there. That's just
Exactly.
But no, the community, I think, is healthier. There's a lot more room than there used to be for a lot of acts. So it's not, and also I like the fact that every city, and I still think that every major metropolitan in Texas still has like their vibe. Like for me, Austin is punk and metalcore. San Antonio is metalcore, deathcore, splash. Yeah, just some knuckle dragon stuff. Dallas, Dallas is kind of a jack of all trades, and then Houston has like hardcore doom gloom and thrash. Some Corpus Christi splashed in there. I could be wrong, but that's just the vibe that I get. But I really do think that bands like yourself out there just crushing it are kind of you guys are kind of leaders, right? You're not at the bottom, you're not at the top, you're in the middle, working your way up. And
great way to say it. Yeah.
I wish you guys nothing but the best. Is there anything else that you want to kind of get out there before we go? Tours, music, merch?
We are looking to get back on the road here in the next couple of months, so
Okay.
be look out for that announcement. And then just for everyone, check out our recent EP exposition on Spotify. That'd be awesome.
Oh, sorry. Bing. Finished. Oh, that's it? That's all?
I don't think. Yeah, I mean, we're traveling and keep playing our music.
Tell you what's the socials? Where can people find you guys?
Oh, yeah. So on Instagram, it's gonna be at Foreword Band. On Facebook, just Foreword. Special caveat, I will say, Foreword spelled Foreword.
Wait, D. Nope, that's B. B, 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 D. There we go. Sorry, I was trying sign language.
That was impressive, actually. I was like, oh man, homeboy's signing it.
I should get my little ASL guy over here. Oh my God.
Dude, that'd be so great. No, I love that inclusivity, man.
I'll work on it.
People in the deaf community can still enjoy. If anything, I feel like heavy music is probably something really attractive for the deaf community.
Yeah, man, sorry, I just had a memory of 6th grade. I was in library, and our librarian was deaf. And when we would do beats on the table, she would come over and say, "Ryan, please stop." And I couldn't figure it out. And I mean, years later, I did. It's vibrations. They can.
Yeah, because man, and there's nothing that vibrates your chest more than like a heavy show, man.
808 drop.
Oh,
just right through your chest. Miss Walker, actually, her name's not Miss Walker. What was her name? You know what? I'm gonna look that up. She deserves better than me not knowing her name. She was really cool. I actually, the interview I just got done with Cryptopsy, he was like, yeah, pick up a book every now and again. So it's funny that we've ended on the librarian note. But anywho, again, Andy, sorry to peel you out of bed from a headliner in Austin, but I think this shows what it takes to be Honestly, I think this is one of the the things that it takes to be a musician today, even at the lower local level. You gotta put in that work. You gotta
Daily grind.
you
No,
gotta
I was excited, honestly, dude.
Well,
I
cool,
was
man.
excited.
I
Yeah.
was too, and I've been jamming your music all day. The dude, the album covers. Who's doing the fucking artwork? Because it looks like Mario's castle floating in the sky. Or not Mario's castle. Is it Princess's castle? Is that
This guy.
you? No
That's
way,
me.
man. That shit looks
Yeah.
great, man.
I made all the album artwork. We've tried to hire people, because I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I actually, before I went to school for political science, was originally going to go to school for graphic design.
Hey.
Yeah, and which kind of sucks too, because everyone in the band knows that like I'll just do all the design stuff. So like I'd the workload doesn't get shared around a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the promotion, I'm doing the graphic design, I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Next
But
time,
thank
whenever,
you.
yeah, next time when it's time to interview, just be like, all right, whoever's got the nicest hair is doing the next interview.
See, and normally I try to bring on one other guy that because the other guys, they look good.
Yes,
They're the
yes,
pretty
you
ones.
got some I mean, you're handsome. You're a handsy
Well, thank
Danny
you.
2.0
Again,
yourself,
I'm
man.
the devolved Danny Worstop era right now. I hope he doesn't see this because he does live in Canyon Lake.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he has a place in Canyon Lake. Yeah.
All right,
Or at least he did. I don't know if he still does. But
departing my AI robot now and fly away.
yeah, no, but thank you. No, I'd love to bring the guys on.
Yeah,
they're goofy and they're fun, and
we love it.
you'd enjoy their presence.
Well, I would imagine you guys are going to be around for a little while. I like to close out the interviews with one question. You can speak for yourself or as the band as a whole, but what is Foreword's what is the long-term goal? Like, let's just say Metallica stadium tours is the top and Garage Band Forever is the bottom. Where do you feel like yourself as a musician or Forward is going to be? Or would
I
like
think
to be?
our goal is we want to be able to make this our full-time profession.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if that means just touring Texas and outside the states every now and again?
I mean, if we can go on the road, if our music is doing well and we can make a living, I think that's what we want. It's funny, like the idea of doing like a Metallica level thing. Yeah, that's cool and
Right.
everything. But considering where we're at, and we're like, we're barely breaking even basically on going on tour and like producing music and stuff. I think honestly, we just all want to quit our day jobs.
I
Yeah.
feel that. God.
Yeah, it's a labor of love for us. I mean, we do this because we want to, not because it makes us money or, the idea that like bands are like those 80s metal bands, like it's all about the money and the women. I'm like, I get no chicks from this. I get no money from this.
All I get is debt collectors.
It's straight the fuck out. I had to mute my phone just because they're like, "Hey, your credit card's overdue," and I was like, "No shit, dog. I had to just pay for some advertisement."
Yeah.
No, yeah, and honestly, if you tell like a woman that in your 30s that you play in a band, it's a lot different than when you were 17 and you were like, "Oh yeah, I played a band." "Oh my god, you're in a band." And they're like, "I play in a band." They're like, "You play in a band?
Get a life, loser."
Yeah, it was like they're like, "All right, that's a red flag." And
Yeah.
honest to God, it is a red flag.
You know what? Well, it's low on the itemized threshold of red
Like,
flags.
you think I'm gonna be spending money on a lot of dates and like, doing nice things? Unfortunately, I
No.
have 4 other girlfriends technically that I gotta keep happy.
To include their parents, you could say the label is the parents. Like we've got
well, yeah, I gotta keep mom and dad happy,
mom and dad
man.
happy. We've
I
got
gotta
4
keep
girlfriends.
George and Randy happy. George and Randy gotta get theirs.
Oh man. Well, I think if we keep doing stuff like this and you guys keep kicking out great songs like that, I think mom and dad and the girlfriends are all going to be happy.
We're
So
trying.
we're trying, man. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. But Andy, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. For those that may have changed the channel or come back, wow, what the fuck just flew in my mouth? Oh,
Oh God, let me get that for you.
sorry. What I was trying to say before I was assaulted is that Foreword is going to be around for a little while. They're on Seek and Strike. They've got the new album out. They've got tours coming up, shows coming up. I would assume new music down the road. And,
Hopefully, always.
And we'll be here in the podcast studio ready to discuss them new tracks. But until then, I'm Ryan. That's Andy. This is Foreword, an ATX Metal podcast. Andy, stick around for a little bit. Everybody else, we'll see you later.
Thanks, man.